So TJ asks, why use Tapster with an external mechanical tap instead of, say, Appium? Or do the two pair together?
Right. This is a great question. I actually get this a lot, especially from the core developers of the Selenium project, the Appium project. So I think so the goal for me is to have Tapster and Appium be very well integrated. And there was a point where it was integrated. There was one of the first versions of the Appium user interface. There was like a control with a robot, and it was specifically written with Tapster in mind. Dan Quayle did that work. There was a rewrite. I forgot which version that was, like 1.5, where everything, including the robot stuff, just got thrown out and kind of redone. And the Tapster kind of stuff went with it. So again, searching for a short answer to this. There was someone just like in the last week actually did a specific Tapster Appium integration where they specifically went into the guts. Like basically it's an Appium script driving the Tapster robot. And that's kind of where I want to go with this. They're specifically in the weeds of the specs, the WebDriver spec or the Appium spec. There's like an interactions API, and that's all talking about like touching and dragging and pinching and zooming and hitting buttons, right? And so it would be nice if then the robot itself is like an abstraction. Just like if you have a script that says like iPhone or Android and it's the same API, it could be iPhone or Android, but then it doesn't matter whether it's device or a robotic finger. When you say touch that button, it's just the button's going to be touched. You don't really care how it gets done, right? Anyway, so I think there's a certain level of like, I thought I was going to have that kind of the Tapster and Appium stuff integrated, and it was there in the beginning, but I kind of realized that like maybe there was more work that I had to do on the robot side. So blah, 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 long story long. We'll get there eventually. I think there was just more engineering on the robot stuff that I've kind of had to do. But I think I will not be surprised in a couple of years where that'll become a more pressing concern, I suppose.